Piggy. Piggy. Hi, sir. We brew our own kombucha, and I like to drink that while I write, and this is just the bottle. We reuse these. This is actually pomegranate. My husband took the kids out to my in-laws, and I have already filmed 2 YouTube videos, one for authortube, one for my pick a card / spiritual channel. I'm gonna be sitting down to work on my hot and sticky contract list item number 1 here. Finish Act 1 rewrite of MD, which is my work in progress. If you don't know what hot and sticky, I swear I'm a mature adult. If you don't know what hot and sticky is, you can search hashtag hot and sticky or hot and sticky 19 here on YouTube and all the other social medias, but definitely here on YouTube. It's a summer long through the end of September writing challenge where you can write your own contract of all the goals that you hope to accomplish between now, which would be starting the beginning of June, but for us it's what, the 9th? Okay, June 9th. So it's not too late to hop in on this if you want to really push yourself for the summer to really achieve those writing goals, which these are goals that I have just been dying to accomplish. And there's something almost magical about putting something in writing that it just kind of grounds it into this reality, I guess you could say. So yeah, having these on paper, now all of a sudden I just want to start crossing them off left and right. And not to like zoom through them by any means, but just to seeing them on paper, it makes them real. They're not just some far off goal that's in my head or a dream that I have. This makes them real to me. So getting through this list of things for the summer is one of my biggest priorities, that and doing fun things with the kids and my family. So 2 priorities in life for the summer through September of 2019. So yeah, if you want, you can check out my video that I posted about talking all about this and what I'd be working on and all that fun stuff. And yeah, if you are participating in this or going to be, drop me a comment letting me know where your channel is so I can come and watch it. But basically today I'm just gonna be working on this. It's like a writing vlog, hot and sticky vlog. Well, the sun just disappeared behind a cloud. I spent probably 4 hours yesterday trudging through the last quarter-ish of my, words are hard, first act, because I am just dying to get this first thing on my list crossed off. I think I should probably just jump right in and get started because my characters are calling my name. Before someone points it out in the comments, yeah, I know that my curtains look ridiculous in the background, but to keep Walter from ripping them down anytime a dog walks up the path or down the street, we roll them up there during the day so he can't grab onto them and yank them down like he's done to probably 4 other sets of curtains by now. So the days that we forget, sometimes he'll put a hole in it. Other times he'll take the whole damn rod down with him. Just don't judge me. I don't know, you guys want to come along and write with me for a little bit? It'll be fun, I swear. Okay, maybe not for you, but whatever. Okay, I got a little bit done. This is what I'm working with here in Scrivener for my current work in progress. Okay, so I have Act 1, the first half of the second act, and then second half of the second act, and then the third act. And of course this is the most rough because I've been separating two books, which I've talked about pretty extensively at this point in my past other videos. As I was working, I kind of came across something that I thought might be a hot tip for somebody out there. It's what I like to call a drag document, and it works really well if you're working in Scrivener. Basically what it is scenes that I have but don't really have a place where they're going to go in the lineup, or just things that I know I need to sprinkle in and mention throughout the book, you know, secrets, lies, all that fun, crazy stuff. I kind of keep track of them in this little drag document. When you're writing a manuscript, there's not always a perfect place for everything as you're writing. As you're going along, there's some stuff that you don't really know where to put, and you're afraid if you put it somewhere you may forget, but this is a great little place to put all those things that you know kind of maybe what act they go in, or before or after what scene, and you can make a note of that. But I basically broke mine down into, I'll just kind of scroll back so you can't read it because there's secrets on there. I broke mine down into, I highlighted in red the overall things that I wanted to touch on and weave throughout the book, and like name changes I made, notes to make up the name of a painkiller and other medication that's going to be used in this book, sprinkle in some of the main secret and lie backstory stuff, and then I broke it down into bullet points for Act 1, Act 2, 1, which 2-1 is the first half of the second act, and then after the midpoint, 2-2, the second half of that second act, and then into Act 3. Again, just stuff I know where it needs to go. And then I have miscellaneous snippets that are maybe just little bits of dialogue or thoughts that somebody's having that don't have a specific place, but I thought they were cool enough to include here so I don't forget them. So when I have a place where it could be relevant, I can just drop that bad boy in there and be on my merry way. But for my hot and sticky writing contract, which is here, finish Act 1 rewrite, I am sitting right here. This asterisk here is the scene I'm working on. And I leave that drag document right above the scene I'm working on so that it's easy to find and access. And then everything above that, I know for this run of drafts that I'm in, which is, I mean, technically it's like a third draft, but because I had to kind of deconstruct it and untangle two books, I'm considering this basically a first draft / 1.5 draft, because I have a lot of things to fix, because a lot of the conflict in this book was pointing to the main conflict of what's now book 2. So I have a lot of changes to make in pretty much every scene. Some scenes to delete, some scenes to add. And these chapters are just working chapters. They're not final. And I have conveniently hidden what it actually is so that I can see what scene it is, and then it's broken down by date. Because that's how my mind works. I don't think in terms of chapters. Like By the Brook was talking about, Brooke Passmore in one of her more recent writing vlogs, about how she had named things chapters in her Project New Orleans, but she was gonna in the future name it things like they did the Friends episodes, the one in which blah blah blah. And I had done that initially. I just only recently added these chapters because the ones I haven't gotten to yet don't have chapter names. It's just, hopefully this isn't too spoiler alert-y, but it's just the date. The scenes are taking place in a linear order in my story. This book and these characters and this story is so ingrained in my mind. You could name a date in 1993, the end of 93 and into 94 for this first book. It ends in October of 94, the first book here. You could name any date and I could tell you what's going on that day. My husband does call me Rain Man because I'm like obsessed with when things happen and dates, and I can remember what happened in what year. It's a whole other thing, whole tangent. If I would move this over a little, it would be revealed what's happening in that scene. And there are sometimes 2, 3, 4 scenes within a chapter, which I haven't really figured out how I'm gonna break down my chapters in the final book, because hello, I'm nowhere near final draft status, so this is working for me for now. It's rough, it's a hot mess, it's a dumpster fire. I'm just rolling with it for now. When I know where that drag document is, I know everything above that in that draft is done. And this is all that's done, and up through chapter 7 has been submitted to my critique group. And then on the 23rd, I will submit the 8th chapter and 9th chapter, possibly 10th chapter, but I may not stretch it too much. It may just be 8 and 9, but basically, as of right now, there are 10 chapters in this first act, and I'm hoping to get these done within the week. I'm close-ish, because this chapter 10 doesn't need... It's already written. I know I have an asterisk here, but I did move half of that up into this chapter 9, so I can actually take that out. Yeah, for the most part, that's just going to be a read through and edit what I see needs fixed for this 1.5/2 draft. And then I'm done with the first act and can cross the first item off of my hot and sticky contract. That will be awesome. Finish Act 2 rewrite. I should have actually broken that down into 2 points, because the second act is over half of the book, and the first half of my Act 2 and the second half of my Act 2 are basically they're just 2 completely different worlds and things that are happening. I'm gonna probably make that a 2 and a 2.5, just so that I can break that down a little further, because that is a huge bite to tackle and chew. Number 4 on my list is implement critique group changes as they occur. I just submitted 6 and 7, so all the way through chapter 5, I have a few things that I do want to change, wording I want to change. There was one flashback scene that happened as she read her journal that, because it was the only flashback scene, I knew writing it, it wasn't going to stay in the book as a flashback scene, but I needed to get something on paper to submit, and so I'm going to cut that flashback scene and just kind of have her be reading her journal to relay that information. Hopefully it's not too info dumpy the way I do it. I was trying to avoid that in the first place, that's why I put it into a flashback, but there's going to have to be a way where I can change that. And I just actually got an idea occur to me where one of her friends could come to the house and visit and talk about it with her friend. Hello, I just solved my own problem. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I didn't want my first ever writing vlog to be crazy long, although I do enjoy crazy long writing vlogs. So if you're out there making writing vlogs, go ahead and make them crazy long, because I love that. I love them so much, but because no one knows who I am and no one probably cares, this will just be me watching this in the future. I don't want to make it too long. I want to try to stay on track, stop going off on tangents. I'm learning as I go, and editing does help. But you know, sometimes you can edit it down so far that you almost edit out your personality, and I don't want to do that, and just basically show you my process without bogging you down with too much of this, what's going on and all my tangents. So yeah, I really hope that this was informative in some way, or maybe you want to join that hot and sticky challenge if you're not already. Even if you have joined the challenge, just let me know how you're doing in the comments, how you're doing on your challenge, or if you're not doing the challenge, just let me know how your writing's going. You have any cool writing goals or anything coming up that you want to work on? I don't know. Just leave me a comment and letting me know that you stopped by, and I hope to see you back on my channel. This was my first vlog, so it was probably a hot mess, but you're just gonna have to stick with me as I iron out the kinks. I mean, I am an authortube newbie still, so just bear with me while I figure out my place here in the YouTube verse / authortube verse. I hope that you enjoy your summer days and it's not cold like it is here in Montana. Thanks for hanging out. All right, bye.